Well, it's that time of year again. It is the 40th New Jersey Festival of Ballooning. So we're here out on the balloon field now, and they're going to have a nice flight tonight. There's not much weather in the area, and the winds are not too bad, so there's going to be a flight and a competition. We're over here on the balloon field with the hair balloon. It's going to be this yellow and purple colored one here that is sponsored by the New Jersey Lottery, which is the main sponsor of the festival. So they're starting the cold inflate now with the fan. After they cold inflate, they will hot inflate. That's hot. So the hair balloon is inflated. He's got to heat his hair up a little more before he can fly. Alright, and they're off.
What are my habits? Every flight.
There goes the hair balloon. Alright, so the hair balloon took off. You can probably see it up there in the background, hopefully. And now all the other balloons are ready to start inflating. And now we're gonna chase. Alright, so the hair balloon landed here in this nice baseball field. Here's the X. They went and took off so that the passengers could have a nice flight. And all the balloons are coming up behind them. We got the Pepsi football, a couple colorful ones coming up. We got the nice wide open field, lots of spectators, and it's gonna be a good flight. The wind shifted a little from where the hair dropped the X, so only 5 balloons threw their beanbags for the competition, and the closest one was about 177 feet away. It is what it is. Alright, so here we are. It's Saturday, July 29th. During the briefing they said that there's not going to be a competition for the morning flight because of how wet and everything is from rain overnight. Balloons look like they're going to fly though, so we're going to hang around the field and get some good pictures and video today. I'm not sure if the balloons are going to fly tonight because of forecasted thunderstorms. Got a couple balloons starting to inflate now. Got the Wonder Bread and Tequila Sunrise right here. So expect some balloons to start inflating. Only a couple more balloons have inflated. It looks like there's some light rain over there, so maybe they are holding the balloons and just letting them stand up. I don't know if any are actually gonna fly now. So we got the two from before, that green one, colorful one, and the Pepsi balloon over there. I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but in the back over there, there's some rain coming out of those clouds. So because of the weather that all of a sudden popped up in the area, the balloons are not going to fly. So there's about 6 or 7 that have inflated, but there's no balloons that are going up right now. And with the chance of thunderstorms later this evening, they're probably not going to go up tonight. So hopefully Sunday is better, which right now it's showing the weather is supposed to be nice. We'll have more balloons going up tomorrow. So this is happening.
You know what we want? This is why we shop.
On her flip phone?
On our flip phone.
Here we are, Saturday evening. There are thunderstorms as expected in the area, so the balloons probably aren't gonna fly. I will get confirmation in a couple minutes, but it's not looking too good for Saturday night. The flight was canceled because of the thunderstorms, but as you can see, it is nice and sunny now, and the weather has cleared up enough where the balloons may glow during the concert. Tonight is KC and the Sunshine Band. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. It's supposed to be a high of 80 degrees and sunny. So the weather is supposed to be nice tomorrow. We're here at the airport Sunday morning, and they just decided that because the winds are too high, the balloons are not going to fly this morning. So hopefully this evening it's supposed to be much better and we'll get some good video. We have 2 balloons here on the field that are puffing up. There's one there and there's one behind it. You can't really see it. Behind it. field. It's almost 3 o'clock. Fits in the Tantrums is playing today on the main stage at 3. So after that, the balloon launches at 6:30. And that's the last one for this weekend. Sunday night flight, the balloons will be going up. The winds are pretty light right now and should be going down as the night goes on, so it'll be very light and variable for the flight. So we're going to be helping crew for a balloon, so we're going to get some good pictures and video.
So the basket's stupid heavy. An aluminum basket can have no door. It can't have a door. Steel can be either one, and you would never put steel in one without a door because it's heavy. So since if we want the door, we have to have steel. It's real heavy. But basically there's a steel frame. We have cabling that goes through the steel frame, and that's what we're gonna lift ourselves by. Nothing of the wicker that you see, because you think wicker is a little bit weak, right? Weak material, you gotta break it. Nothing of that is going to lift us up in the air, okay? We're gonna take our burner frame, take it up top. Anybody from Maryland, or you know the Maryland flag? Better than your flag. Oh, did I say it? Got it? All right. So we got these flexible poles. Anybody who's tall, right? When we land and stop, this basket's gonna shake around. So we want it to shake around above our head, not smack down onto our head. These are headache preventers right here. So we're gonna take these cables, and these I'm gonna do myself just because it's a rule of thumb. The rule for me, I always do life safety connections. And say, I did twist that down. Once you do that, look, that burner frame is not coming off. So if you guys have questions, shout them out. I am good with it. There's a lot of crew that just showed up, and I love it because it was just gonna be my wife. I usually make my passengers work, so you guys get a little break. System. You don't want to do my opposite. When we're flying, it just goes straight up. But when we're on the ground, sometimes the wind blows the envelope to the side, envelope to the other side. We'll actually use that to aim that. So if you see this and you wonder why I can aim that flame, it's only for on the ground. Or you know that tether balloon, remember the parrot balloon? He's got a lot of shake and roll and rattle because he's trying to hold down the sailboat while it's sailing away. So themselves, we're just gonna go put that on. There we go. All right, fuel tanks themselves. We have one small fuel tank here and 2 big fuel tanks. We're gonna fly with the big fuel tanks. We're gonna, on the ground, use the small fuel tank just to be able to use those 8-9 gallons. So when we take off, we'll take off completely filled. So we'll be ready to fly. But concept works like this. You see a little bit of flame coming out? Not yet. We haven't put the flame in. So we put a little fuel out. But if we put flame onto this, look at that. A little bit extra heat there. So that is fuel right out of the tanks, and it's not going to burn you because the Maryland flag is there to protect you. Those are diverters. They're basically taking the heat, pushing it back up. All the guys, you got some hair, you got hat, we're good, right? I got a visor. Whoops, my hat burned out. Anyway, if we take the fuel and throw it around the coils, it's going to heat that fuel before it burns. And watch this, the difference is stunning. It's like a clear flame. That clear flame is there because that fuel is tuned down. You remember chemistry classes, they had to tune the Bunsen burner just right? That's what we just did. We're basically heating that fuel before it comes out. Once we shut off the pilot lights, you hear how immediately that hiss goes away? That's what we want. Now, passengers, if you look here, fuel tank on, fuel tank off, fuel tank on, fuel tank off. So you see, up is on, slap it down if there's a problem, that's off. Sound good? Any questions? Let's talk about the door real quick because we're gonna get this thing laid down. The door itself will stay closed for most of the flight. When we get to our highest point, we're gonna open up the door, get you guys to have some time for pictures right at the edge. I am not gonna do that, but it's a nice So, once the door is shut a little bit, we're gonna take this post. If we push it in just enough, this door is not opening. We push it all the way down for good measure. I'm getting a phone call real quick and they're over the passenger tent, so. Hello, I'm gonna put the whole thing over. All right, 800 pounds in here right now and it can just drop on down. All right, anybody flying with me wants to look at the bottom. It's solid, it's secure. Those cables, you can see them crisscross. Pretty nice. You're gonna feel a pad on your feet, but it's not a wicker bottom. All right. Megan's coming. She was over the ride track.
Take my car.
Now that we've hooked up our steel cables, we're gonna hook up to our Kevlar lines. Kevlar is bulletproof vest material, super strong stuff. Twisty and turny, and we're gonna connect to our envelope. This is the envelope. Everyone calls this the balloon. This is the envelope. Just a piece of the balloon, and a lot of hay in here. We landed in a big grass field the other day. All right. So many people working for me right now. I'm feeling a little like can go out. If anybody wants to. I usually have one. So, Val, do you want to take off the yellow strap?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to tie off. Yeah. So as the sun starts setting, it gets real easy for us to kind of see what the conditions are like. Don't step over the red line. If you do, you get to wear the traffic cone on the hat on your head. And that fan is going to blow air inside of this envelope. We're going to fill it with as much air as possible. But because we're on a weather hold, I don't like to do more work. Weather holds can turn into cancellations. I don't think it's going to today. They can. If we spread it out and blow it up, guess what we got to do? We got to put it away. All my passengers got to go get their refunds, and that's not good. So, I mean, it's good for y'all, but if you didn't fly. So what we're going to do is kind of just let it streamer, but I'm going to use that fan to fill this up with as much air as possible. When I fill that air in there, that's going to be the cold air, and as soon as I lay a blast of heat onto it, it's now hot air. It's hotter than what's outside. So it is less dense, and it's going to start to expand and therefore rise up. So physics will take over. It's going to be really cool when you see all of the balloons at the same field doing the same thing at the same time, right? It's going to be exciting. So please take a ton of pictures, watch lines and stuff like that, but don't wander too far, because sometimes it's like, hey, we gotta go. So the idea is we're gonna get the balloon standing, take a ton of pictures, and then we're gonna be using our crew to make sure there's not a balloon above us, and we're gonna go and fly. Now, where do we fly to?
All right, so they just went to a green flag, and now the green flag is coming down. Just a second, we'll see.
I apologize.
All right, so we just went to a green flag, so now balloons are going to start inflating. They're doing the cold inflate now, and then once the pilot feels they are ready to fly, they will hot inflate and take off. So right now, you can hear all the fans kicking in. We got the piggy there. I think got a couple colorful ones there. So that was a great flight for the Sunday evening. That wraps up the 2023 New Jersey Lottery Festival of Ballooning, the 40th anniversary, or 40th anniversary year. So remember to like, share, subscribe for any future videos. And we'll see you next year.